arrived at your destination. Make a U-turn.
Drive safe.
Drive
safe. Driving over the speed limit.
Under the Hood is brought to you by Hot Shots Secret.
There are fun cars, there are fast cars, and then there's this, an unapologetic lunatic on four wheels. Man, I was working, I hear engine noises, I come out, I see you doing crazy rips. That was awesome. Nice to see you again, Brendon.
Thank you. Way to see you to have some fun, man.
Yeah, no,
Check out this car.
You had all the fun in the parking lot, so.
I did.
Dude, this is killer. I love the wrap. Is that brand new?
It is actually brand new.
Oh, it looks fresh, so you're probably gonna beat it up this weekend, but that's
yeah,
okay.
we thought we'd come here before we do anything reckless with it. So this is a 2011 E92 M3 BMW. I'm from Australia. A chassis like this was actually a flood damage car.
Okay.
So you cannot reuse this shell.
Yeah.
Once they get flood damage, it's basically scrap. It's about a 2-year build process. I've basically built everything myself.
2-year build time, that's commitment to, put in the right time.
We actually always drifted Nissans. S15s is what I always had. Like they call it S chassis. And basically we were trying to work with sponsors. And at that time they were like, well, nobody really cares about your 1999 Datsun. I actually liked the shape of this car, and I run a particular suspension, which is called Wise Fab, and that's what allows us to get the angle.
How much do you actually have in this? How much can you rack it one way or the
So
other?
we can go 70 degrees each direction.
That's a lot.
But if you're at 70 degrees, you're basically a forklift and you're not going very fast. So the only time you would, in my opinion, really use it is if you basically messed up.
Yeah, that's the old crap moment.
And you go a little bit just to like, oh, we made it. Usually you would run it like, if you're normal drifting, 50 degrees is kind of normal-ish. Okay. I mean, we obviously did some 360s and stuff out there, which you really like do use some angle, but suspension's very important. A lot of people kind of get the misconception that like we want to be like slow and spin the wheels a lot, but you actually want to be fast. It's a cross between a drag car and a circle track car.
I've heard this, that you actually are looking for like maximum grip on these.
Yeah, so we put like as much mechanical grip in as we possibly can. So I run a big front bar in this car. I mean, you can see there's like literally almost no suspension travel in the front end.
Very stiff.
So we like have the front end tied down.
Okay.
And we're basically trying to transfer as much weight to the rear of the car.
Okay.
So yeah, so I run like I actually run it's a Silvers is the brand, 2-way coilover.
Okay.
So we've basically got compression and rebound. With a single way, you're compromising. You're either going like hard, and that's hard compression and hard rebound, or soft. So at least with a 2-way, we can kind of tie the front end down and make the rear end work how we want. So,
especially for different tracks and stuff.
Yeah, even like a bank track to a flat track is a completely different setup in the car. 20 years ago, we would like cut and modify the knuckle and get some extra angle, but you can basically buy most parts these days that just work.
Yeah, and probably are a little bit better and a little more durable.
You know, maybe 20 years ago I wasn't the best welder out there as well, you know? So sometimes things break.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll get to the engine because I'm going to ask you about that. That's obviously very important, but we'll work our way around the car first. So carbon front end, are the doors carbon too?
Yeah, so basically you kind of want, at this level, you want to build everything as light as you possibly can. So there's not a lot of weight here. Okay. Everything's carbon, to be honest with you.
So is that a kit, or do you make them yourself? Or?
So I make all the doors and everything myself.
Wow.
Doors are kind of a consumable.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like
doors and bumpers probably.
Yeah, you get pretty close to like other cars, and we build the roll cages out. So if like a tire comes in here,
got some support and room.
Yeah, there's a little bit of room before it gets to me. I mean, drifting is kind of a pretty safe motorsport.
I don't think I've ever been in a drift car, and that would probably freak me out going 60, 70, and then all of a sudden, like, you have to turn sideways and then go around the corner. You know, like, I've been in dirt cars and stuff, but the drift car, that's probably a different world.
It's similar
talk to me about that sequential because those are super trick. What are you running as far as transmission?
Yep. So this car here is an Alburn's ST6.
Okay. Yeah,
so
serious.
it's actually that transmission, not anymore, but probably 6 years ago was like the main V8 supercar transmission.
Yeah.
So they're like, it's a really tough transmission. It's kind of heavy.
They're from your neck of the
They're
woods
from
too.
Australia, yeah. So they're built in Australia, and then there's actually a place in California called Weddell, and he's the main dealer for America.
Okay.
You can basically have an inspection on every single dog ring and every gear. So on the side of the trans, there's inspection holes.
Oh, like a
so
code, yeah. That's
yeah,
cool.
so you can pull all them out, and basically between events, if we ever we run hot shots oil and everything. So if we drain the oil and send it off for a sample, and they're like, hey, there's some steel in this, and you're like, oh, that's not
should
great.
take a look at that.
So we just pop the inspection covers off and have a good look at it. I did 4 seasons of drifting. Oil samples look good the whole time. We pulled it out for this car has had a refresh probably 2 years ago.
Okay.
It was probably a winter and a half ago. And I was like, let's just give that transmission back to Weddell, let them go through it, see if they find anything. And they actually called me like, man, what have you done to this trans? It's like brand new still. And I was like, oh, just beat it up, you know?
Yeah, their stuff is killer. We we use it all the time, and it's has like that ultimate level of protection, especially if you're doing something like this. That's pretty extreme. So
that's been really good to me. It's Rad Industries handbrake. It's actually pretty cool handbrake. He's kind of he loves guns.
okay.
So this actual handbrake is like, it's actually one of his favorite pistol grips.
Oh, okay.
So if you feel it, it actually feels like real nice in your hand. Yeah, you can.
Okay, I see.
Yeah,
That's
so it's
actually
like
really
kinda,
cool.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that before.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
so that's his particular design. That fire suppression we run in this thing's pretty cool. It's Safecraft make it, and it's actually a liquid. They literally have mobile phones in the fire, like they have their fire liquid out in a bowl with a mobile phone in the liquid, and it still works.
It still works.
If I have to pull the fire,
You don't have to worry about potentially messing
it
up
actually
anything else.
evaporates as well.
Really?
So you don't even
easy
have
cleanup.
to easy cleanup.
I do see giant air ducts. Are these functional, or is this just an aesthetic thing?
These are 100% functional. With our radiator in the back, the biggest thing is trying to get airflow.
Yeah.
So we run brushless fans in this car.
Okay.
Pretty common for people to at least have big fans, but I like to run brushless fans. It's all controlled by the ECU 100%. They're PWM driven.
Gotcha.
And so a lot of the times we're drifting, you're not actually driving for very long.
Yeah.
So you will draw the battery voltage down. So we run like quite a large alternator just to have all the electrics. So everything, like have electric steering.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff to run.
Yeah, so especially when you're
big
like
fuel
hot.
pumps.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of having a single pump.
Yeah.
My thought is, if it fails, the engine stops.
Yeah.
Whereas if you have like two or 3 or 4 and one drops off, it'll probably just go lean.
Yeah.
And obviously if you got safeties, you can make it work. But
the engine will still run, and you might not know it until it's too late or you're having an issue. This, you'll know right away.
Correct.
I can't argue
So I'm
with
a big
that.
fan
That's
of
good.
that. We can make up to about 1,000 horsepower with this motor, and that pump will support all the way up to there.
Yeah.
Without any issues. So that's kind of sick. We run it on ethanol, and we got a couple of catch cans back here. One's a diff, one's for the diff.
Okay.
And then one's for the dry sump tank, and the other one's for the dry sump tank.
Speaking of diff, I'm spotting a quick change down there.
That's
pretty cool. So
it's very common for like higher end drift cars to have a quick change, because gearing is kind of important.
Oh yeah.
Because if you have too much wheel speed, your tires probably won't last. Then if you have too little wheel speed, that's also an issue. So I like to drift in like 5th gear in this transmission, because that's 1-to-1.
I bet that's super handy at the track, especially say jumping from track to track to track, having to make those changes or whatever.
Because it is
way
quite
faster.
not great when you're like, I wish I had a little bit more wheel speed, but I'll just deal with it.
Yeah.
So having that, you can make a 4 or 5 mile an hour wheel change.
Yeah. In
And
like
that might
10
be
minutes.
like perfect. Yeah, literally 10 minutes.
Yeah, literally
So,
10 minutes. So.
Yep. So winters, and then I built that subframe back there to accommodate that, and it has to meet. So there's some rules we do have to follow. So it's actually a OEM subframe.
Okay.
And you're only allowed to modify one, either the front or the rear.
Oh, okay.
So this is rear
So you chose the
modified.
rear.
Yep,
Yeah.
just to stick the rear part of the diff out. So
Yeah.
that's how we've done it on this one. You can just go buy that if you want to, but
Okay, yeah.
I honestly like to leave my faith in my own hands.
Yeah.
So if I need one in a
argue with
hurry,
that. Yeah.
I can just get it done, you know? So
No, say race cars they're built to be worked on.
Yep.
And we always say form follows function, right? So it has to work first.
Yep.
And then you can make it look good. And that just comes with time.
So we do sometimes hit walls.
Mhm.
So basically you can see there's no, for this whole foot, from the back of the car to here, this foot
Yeah.
is basically a consumable. This is all fiberglass on
Very
here.
cool.
And
It's
then,
just, quick locks on.
yeah, I got
there.
the quick latch. And then there's like a little steel, really light. This actually is kind of bendable. So all this will bend if you hit it.
Okay, so something we didn't cover yet. Wheels and tires, and also brakes, because those are obviously very important.
We have 24 wheels with us this weekend, loaded with tires.
For one car.
For one car, and then we have a competition this weekend, so we're actually putting a lot softer tyre on the car. You'll see in here we have 2 brake calipers.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually have one setup is the handbrake,
Yeah, the other is your
and the
pedal.
other one's my brake pedal.
Okay.
You can do an inline setup. There's a million different ways to do that brake setup, but on this particular car, that's how I built it. So sometimes we will be like, if you like catch another car and you're sitting there,
Mm-hmm.
I'll be quite heavy on the foot brake to hold the car from crashing into them.
Yeah.
So I don't want my foot brake pedal interfering with the rear brake so
Yeah.
much. So I kind of run a shittier pad on my foot brake.
All right. So now this is the part, obviously, being an engine guy, this is near and dear to me.
Yep.
So gonna ask you, what's under the hood?
Let's have a look at what's under the hood.
It's an engine, but it's an LS in a BMW. Kind of.
Correct. I mean, some people probably wouldn't be that stoked on it. Maybe some
Yeah.
BMW enthusiast that thinks like a million cams in the top of the engine is a cool thing, but I'm old school. I like push rods and one camshaft. So we got an LS in here. I built this car originally with the turbos, so if I broke my good motor, I could basically go to a junkyard,
Get it back up.
swap it back. So,
Okay.
but for what we've done here, this is so Samtech has actually built this motor. This is a Samtech motor.
Okay,
So
very
the
cool.
School built that motor. It's a 6-litre block, so a cast 6-litre LS block.
Okay.
And then I have a GM LAT crank in it. So
Okay.
that's a 6.6-litre crank.
Gotcha.
So, and then we run boost line rods and Wiseco pistons. They're like an off-the-shelf product. So it's just like a H-beam boost line rod. And then Wiseco actually do a drop-in piston for the 6.6-litre LAT into a Gen 4 block.
Okay,
So it's just like an off-the-shelf piston.
gotcha.
We're at 11.5 to 1 compression.
To be what, 390
So we're like,
something?
yeah, so we're like 396 cubes.
Okay.
So
Nice.
just
Very
under
cool.
400 cubic
Yeah.
inches. We run, Samtech actually built this dry sump for this car.
Okay, that's cool. I know, I
It's-
saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a billet pan and they integrated the girdle and the main caps all into it.
So it's sectioned.
Each is
perfect.
sectioned off and the
Yeah.
dry sump is the cap and it's all tied together.
So it's a 5-stage pump, or is it 6?
So it's a 5-stage
Okay,
pump on
5,
this.
cool.
Yep, 5-stage pump. We run a fluid damper balancer on there with like a small block Chevy style drive off the front of it to dry
Cool.
the dry sump. We do run a pretty big electronics package in this car.
Mhm.
Car's all on Motec. Everything's running off. I have 2 PDMs. There's a PDM in the front and a PDM in the rear,
Gotcha.
which is power distribution module, and then everything's Motec, so it's all integrated. And then I can also pull logs, and I can see fuel pump current, whatever. I can see everything that's
Monitor
going on.
all
So
your stuff. Yeah.
it's pretty handy that way. But, so we do run a pretty big alternator. It's a 250 amp alternator,
Yeah, that's
just-
pretty serious.
just
Yeah.
because I have electric power steering up the front and
Okay,
everything else.
yeah.
So we do have some pretty big turbos on here. So I got
See
like
that,
some, they're 67, 64s.
Okay.
So they're pretty big wheels. And I have 1.3 tile rear housings on these as well. So
Okay.
quite big rear housings. We do have a lot of monitoring. We have back pressure set up here. So I have back pressure, I have turbo speeds.
Yeah.
So where we have it at the moment's not like where we were, where we were drifting out there.
Mhm.
We're running at about 850,
Okay.
but we can turn this up to about 1300. This is a jet hot coating. I don't know, this is probably something not a lot of people have seen. It's
The
there.
thermal coating, yeah.
Yeah, so this one's like, if you feel it, it's really weird feeling.
Yeah, it's like, it looks like almost like a sand casting, which is pretty
Yeah, so
interesting,
it's like some sort of magic thermal. So I actually have EGTs.
yeah, I saw
So yeah,
EGTs,
so I've got
yep.
EGTs and everything. So usually you can see if you've lost a cylinder and what one it is,
Yep.
if you need to go somewhere and look.
Yeah.
But we have tried to, like, it may look like there's a lot going on here, but we have tried to make it so you can actually work on it at the track.
No, I mean, we are data nerds, and
Yep.
so this makes my heart warm that you have EGTs, you got turbine speed sensors,
Yep.
you've got the kit and caboodle. That's perfect, because otherwise, if you have a problem at the track, you're almost shooting in the dark. Like,
Yep.
how do you know where you're going? With this, you can nail it down right away, and you can, figure out your problem quickly, because you need good turnaround and stuff. So
Yeah,
that's
that can win and lose you a
Yeah.
day.
Yeah,
So the one thing that does suck about drifting is it's not like you got another 20 laps to make up that one bad thing. Like, you mess up, you're putting it on the trailer.
yeah.
So you kind of need everything that you have to be as reliable and as good quality as you can do. So we run Motec in the car.
And you do all the tuning, you said,
I do all
right?
the tuning on this car.
You're your own track support.
Yeah, I am my own track support. We also run crankcase pressure, which is kind of good. And on a boosted car, I like to run coolant pressure.
So the fact that you have all these different sensors and all the control that you have to be able to monitor that and pinpoint problems is perfect.
One thing we did work out that was pretty cool, Hot Shots has a top lube. So let's put that in the fuel and see what happens. And as we were watching that data, our 10 amp fuel pump actually dropped an amp in current. And I was like,
Dang.
oh, that's weird. Like, ethanol's quite a dry fuel.
Yeah.
So it's actually lubricating the pump. I should touch a bit of wood somewhere, but I never have any injector issues.
Yeah.
So we put that down to the top lube.
That's wild, because like something that's designed for, cylinder lubrication has all these other benefits too. Okay, elephant kind of on top of the engine. To me, that looks like a blower base with a manifold on top of it. Is that am I seeing that correctly?
Exactly what you're saying.
Okay.
So there's a brick in there, which is like it's an intercooler
brick. Yeah.
essentially. We do have our 2 injectors here. That's to help with cooling as well. So we're trying to take some temperature out of the air, and that would sum this package up.
This is awesome. I love it when the car becomes a dyno on the road, because you have basically all the sensor data that we would want on a dyno. You got it right here on the engine, and you can watch it on track. And this is awesome to see this stuffed into a BMW.
Yep.
Very cool.
It's been pretty fun.